Hello and welcome to QED Stata 1 S30. Now we look at some charts. So first of all, histogram. You can type histogram, but hist is fine. So this is how to make histogram for per capita income in 2018. What surprised me, it takes a long while for Stata to do this compared to some other programs. I don't know why it is. This is real time waiting now for this chart to appear. And there it is. Okay, so here's the first histogram, and as you might expect, heavily positively skewed. So just a few countries with far higher GNI relative to the large numbers without that level. It's, as I say in the notes, it's a bit hard to read this because it doesn't show you how many are in each category directly. It's really a probability distribution. It adds up to 1, so density, probability, density. So all the areas add up to 1, which can be useful, but it's nicer if you have the scale that you can read easily. And as I say, if you put comma frequency, so we'll just go back to stata, do the same command again. Stata, where have we gone? So same command, except comma and freak. Quick at that time. So here we got, you can see that now there's in the lowest category over 100 countries in that lowest category for the lowest grouping for per capita GNI. This is just 1 or 2 countries up here. Okay, perhaps more than 1 or 2. Notes say, okay, so you should be able to make histograms for other variables. So you should be able to do similar things for life expectancy, percentage of people doing it in urban areas very easily. So let's stick with the one with frequency. You can just do life expectancy, comes out like that. Okay, so that's that kind of shape. And then the other one, like urban percentage. Urban. So percentage of people living in urban areas, that's that kind of shape. Okay. So you can see the distributions have got quite different shapes. So how do you describe those? You might like to look at a few other variables. So that's histograms, which is really the bread and butter way of looking at the distribution, or the shape of the distribution, all in one single graph. Earlier we did subgroup comparisons. So for example, looking at life expectancy between different World Bank income groups, kind of the equivalent, or one of the equivalents in a chart form, is a box plot. And here it does get a bit kind of arcane, the syntax, the way you've got to lay the commands out. Box, graph means hey, you're going to do a graph. Box tells it the sort of box. Here's the variable. Then you have to put comma because it's going to be some options. And over is another way of saying split the category. It's telling you what categories to split the blocks up into, but it has to be in brackets. And then the variable name goes in brackets. So over, and then in brackets, what the categories get defined by, which is that. So grab hold of that. And back here, run that. Nothing happens at all. It takes ages to make these graphs. Okay. So it's quite a nice kind of comparison. So you've got low income, upper middle income. There's various formatting options to get rid of this kind of glitch. If you're putting it in publications or essays. But so this middle line here is the median, 50% value. Then these are the upper and lower quartiles, and then there's quite complicated rules saying how far out these go. It's like 1.5 boxes or something, and then these are the outliers that really stand out. But it's an easy way of comparing them, and it's instead of just comparing the one level, like the mean, you're seeing that the whole spread of the distribution seems to be shifting upwards in the way it is. But you can also see the big overlaps there are. So box plot's very handy. So this refers to the earlier thing when you did this earlier. So you should be able to see how this relates to when this part here did the summary statistics. It was showing you like the comparing the means and comparing the medians and the quartiles. So you should be able to see how the numbers in there relate to the numbers that are shown on the graph. Okay, finally, last kind of plot we'll do is a scatter graph, which is a really great way of looking at connections between two numeric variables. So life expectancy and GNI per capita are two numeric variables that might well be related. So we can just start to explore whether or not there might be some relationship by typing that into stata. Say so. Okay, so you can see pretty clear positive relationship, though not linear, not a straight relationship, but pretty clear kind of curved linear relationship here, positive. So on average, richer countries pretty clearly having higher life expectancy, as you'd expect. And then if you want to focus in on particular categories, onto this whole thing here, you can put on this option of sorting it by World Bank. So it does it separately for each World Bank group. So it's a bit similar to the over one, except it does the whole thing separately for each. By means do it separately for each value. So put it in here. We should get our last chart. Yeah. So it's sometimes called a matrix plot, a matrix of scatter graphs. So you can see in low income, there's very low levels of income, but really, as income rises, going very sharply, life expectancy. Here, income's rising a long way, but life expectancy going up, still going up, but relatively less over a huge range of income. Whereas here, there are big gains in life expectancy over short ranges of income. So, if ever there was a case for prioritising income raises in poorer countries, that seems a good argument, among many others. And that's what it's asking in question 12. Okay, so please do experiments, as with all these things. Try doing some of your own graphs and see what you can get. There's loads and loads of different kinds of data there that you can do box plots, histograms, and scatter charts from, as well as comparing that with this kind of thing where you're comparing the breakdowns of the descriptive statistics between groups. So please have a go at doing that. If you've had any questions or any problems in following these exercises, then during the live class we'll have a chance to go over and catch up with things. But if you're stuck and you can't get through it at all, then please just get in touch with us. So raise questions with us or bring the questions along to the live class and we'll catch up then. But I hope you enjoyed it so far and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for watching.